The amount of times I've been here is large. This is the 4th time I'm trying this again. Twice because I lost, once because I wasn't recording. Welcome back to Sonic Frontiers. This final episode until much later. Later when we do the side stories and stuff. No! Right, they only start you with what you finished the first phase, which is something we've already done. With 4 rings. They start you with how many rings you had at the end of that. For some reason. I'm giving it one more try on normal, but then I'm not. No. I gotta learn to quit. No, I'm going for it. I can do it.
Hey, nice of you to catch up.
Were you successful?
Naturally.
Good. Unfortunately, your friends aren't handling their cyber corruption nearly as well.
Oh, you guys are the best.
What does that make me? Hmm?
Fashionably late.
And
But hey,
half is good.
you tried.
They got 2, you got 1.
We're out of time. I command you to save us.
And yet again, we're doing the end. But the not the end. Supreme. Same fight as before, too. No changes. I don't like this. Because regardless, you do the first phase of Supreme, and if you weren't playing on hard in the base game, then this is just the only, then the one of the few differences other than the difficulty is gone. Because you don't fight like the end the same way, because that would not be worth it. I think that much is clear by the fact that I said I think it's worth it. But yeah, I ran out of rings on the next phase, because you gotta do these back to back, by the way. Both Supersonic 2. So try and take out the end Supreme quickly. Also, I hope you still use the perfect pairing, because you're gonna be doing it again. Destroy this. Get hit. That's actually an important step. At one point they will stop taking damage. This is when you need to get hit again for them to shoot at you. Destroy one, get hit, they'll shoot the gun that they only do once in the fight, and well, you know how it ends. This is the same, not as good version as the Giganto fight as before. And since I just spent over an hour doing Giganto over and over again to the point where I learned how to estimate him, Yeah, not much. Gonna stand much of a chance, buddy. But now is when things start to change. Well, not now, after the scene. Oh, I didn't realize that wall comes out of nowhere. It just materializes.
This shell was once my prison. Now it shall be the avatar of my return. All shall perish. All shall return to order. To oblivion.
The supreme end. Here we go. Dodge to get up top and hit the cord. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. You can't do anything about the orb quite yet. If you attempt to parry, just hit right for. Sincerely hope you have max wings for this. For now, let's test out this new power. It looks practically the same, but somehow also looks so much cooler. How is that possible? It's almost the same exact form. Also, whatever you do, please do not, I repeat, do not use your quick side loop. You're gonna want at least one. I'm trying to hit them back, but the timing's kind of rough. But it looks so cool when you do get it. Nothing actually happens if you fail this. I tried failing it on my second attempt where I forgot to hit record. Nothing actually happens. They also just leave themselves open for quite a while, and that said, you gotta defeat their health bar more than once. Cause, yeah, now we gotta quick side loop this. They're gone. And now I give you the new version of I'm Here. just like before, you need to dodge in order to get on top and stop the attack. And then we can do this! Yeah, I pulled it off this time. Remember to take out the cord or you might not have enough time. Trust me. I lost, most of my losses were because I didn't deal with that. Oh, if you don't have 100 rings, you are about to die! Undodgeable attack that you need 100 rings to survive. Hope you got it! The end is so much stronger than anything we've seen before. Nothing has ever been able to force Sonic out of his super form until now. I like that because it really shows what we're up against and that we're in major trouble if we lose. We're also down to 100 rings, so unless you've been getting hit a lot, these balls don't even matter. And even still, I don't think they matter. Matter enough. Because of how... Dodge! Up on top! So go for that attack again, we can just do another Grand Slam to finish them. But something tells me that might not happen, so I'm going to not rely on it. Come on! Please! Oh, that's so much stronger. Never mind. Bye-bye! It's over.
You did well, Sage. It's time to head home, dear daughter.
Home. I like the sound of that. Father.
I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of stuff that was unfairly had, and it was not at all clear that for that second trial you were supposed to parry the shield. I would have never thought to do that, in fact. Even though that makes much more sense! Wyvern in the perfect parry as a whole, I didn't really like, mostly because it comes out of nowhere and is used for every boss that is in the game except Supreme, ironically, which is the second most parry heavy, which, I also don't really like that, and the timing's based on your difficulty, and because it was unfairly hard to use it properly, I was uneasy for the Titans rematches, but because I was actually strong, I didn't want to fight the Supreme End, as I'm going to keep calling it, because it is different from the end in many ways except the name. I wasn't ready for it, and I thought maybe I would be, because I had to take a break in the middle of the Titan trial, and I ended up watching the Everything Long with the update by Sky 5. If you have never seen it, I would highly recommend that. And other than that, which Amy was amazing to play as. Knuckles, I don't know why he was the poster child for bad gameplay, because I think I read somewhere about suffering through his gameplay. He wasn't that bad. I choose a lot of flips, so maybe that's why. But like, the fact that he can fly, it doesn't really matter how bad. You can skip all of his bad stuff if you really want to, because of that. And Tails, I'm mixed on. I like his unique gameplay, but the fact that he doesn't have a homing attack, meaning your options are cheese everything with the Cyclone, or suffer. Not actually, but like, it's gonna be a real hard if you don't with Tails, since you can't lock onto stuff. And I understand why they don't let you free fly with Tails. That said, more control over his flight height might have been much nicer. Maybe instead of just gaining elevation, you could, I don't know, there could be a button or two that let you slowly rise or fall, and just have a maximum of how high you can go based on where you start at the flying. Would have been better. Better in order to still not break things, but have more control over it. Overall, Tails is, I hate to say it, but he's probably my least favorite, which sucks because he's like, it's flip-flopped a lot between him and Shadow, but those are my favorite Sonic characters. More so because I like Shadow's designing. I was gonna say character, but that's actually what I dislike about him, is his modern character of being edgy. And that's it. And I've said before, that's what I hate about him. Meanwhile, Tails is actually pretty much the same thing. I just really like Shadow's design.
So, that was fun. But I guess it's time we got moving. I know you all have big plans.
You're gonna hardly recognize me when we see each other again.
I wonder if Cream and Sticks are free. Make a road trip out of it.
It'll be good to get back to my island. At least for a while.
We're wasting daylight. Let's go!
Yeah, but back on track. Yeah, I didn't like how Tails lacked a homing attack or any attack. I don't like how you start without the Psyloop, given how important it is. Like, entirely without it. Like, if you're going to do pre-unlocked basic abilities that should never be unlocked on the skill tree pre-unlocked, but on the skill tree, like jumping, double jumping, all that. If they were gonna do that, they should have added the Psyloop to that list. But that's kind of beside the point. Then on top of that, overall, all of them had some pretty big problems that were not good. But I think Tails is the worst because he cannot attack by default. Basic attacking needing to be unlocked was also something that I think should have been swapped with the homing attack. Because while the homing attack is very important, it's better than the basic attack in most situations, so I don't know why you guys have something better than the basic attack, but not the basic attack from the get-go. And then there's also then I think that's all for Tails. His flying's fine. The Cyclone's really cool. I like it. It's just the lack of homing attack that's a problem. But I guess it kinda, sorta, not really, honestly, makes up with it with his wrenches being projectiles, which otherwise only Sonic actually has. Which... yeah, Sonic honestly... Also, I guess I'm gonna move on to Knuckles and how I thought about him. He was probably the most disappointing because he didn't have anything for attack. Even though he's definitely the most aggro. And Amy was great. But overall, I have enjoyed this revisit to one of my favorite Sonic games. No one of my about it, actually. I hope you have enjoyed. And see y'all in whatever the next Let's Play is. Which isn't after this, because I got 2 more that I gotta go finish now. See ya.